Jack Spade back here with you, High Noon Leatherworks, back for another leather adventure. And today, we're going to do the conclusion of the ammo bag. If you've seen the last video, we put the antler closure on. So, we're ready to move on to putting the strap on and finishing this project up. So, come on in and let's get started. As I said the last episode, we put the closure on, and that was our antler. And this time we're going to complete this project and put our strap on. Now what I did was I took two pieces of the same thickness of leather as my bag and cut them in equal length strips. So they're both the same length. And then I went ahead and I made me a little pattern out of cardboard. And all that's for is to know where to place my holes so they'll all be exactly in the same spot. So I can lay that on there, and that's how I got my holes to be exactly the same distance apart and match. And the reason I did that is just in case when I put this together with lace, I'll do like a little X cross stitch there with the lace and tie that together, and in case I need to, I could put more holes in it later for someone or myself if I end up using this ammo bag, and then I can make it shorter or longer depending on, but for finishing this project up, I just put one set of holes in to do the lacing in. I think I'm going to do that lacing last on this project, and the first thing I'm going to do is lace the ends of the straps, which I rounded, and I used the same pattern to do those holes. So I'm going to, this is my plan, is to place the straps on the inside of this. So I want it to fit like so. So when it closes, the strap's on the inside. I'll do that on both sides. So first thing I'm going to have to do is mark this end and get my holes punched in here to match this strap. I'm going to back you out just a hair. And what I'm going to do is, since I've already made the bag and the strap kind of came as a second thought, what I'm going to have to do is come up with a way that I can get my holes punched in this end to match the strap. So what I've done is I've taken just a scrap 1x4, and I'll put that inside my bag, and then I've got an old wood mallet here, and that just happened to be, and I checked a couple of different things, but that happened to be the best thing I could find as far as the thickness, as you can see in there, for that, so that I can punch my holes. And I can actually take another piece of leather that I use, and I can put that for punching holes, and I can put that on there too, and what that'll do is that'll just help stiffen that up a little bit. And then I won't be punching holes directly in my mallet either. Let's see if I can get that leather on there. Yeah, that went in there pretty tight. And I'll want that right on the end, so I don't want my holes too far down on the side. I want them up toward the top. So let's take the strap. I'll take my pin, and I'm just going to take the rounded end of one of the straps, and I'll mark and punch from the outside. Then I'll slide this on the inside to put my lace on. And I don't want it in there too far either, because if it goes in too deep into the bag, if the strap goes too deep, then it's going to cause me a problem as far as being able to tie the lace. So I'll make a mark on each one of those holes so that they're going to line up perfectly when I put my strap in there. Make sure that my mallet, my wooden mallet, is under that when I go to put my holes in. Let's see how this works. Looks like it worked pretty good. And I'll show you the results here. I don't want to have to take my mallet back out. Once I have it placed in there, there went my mallet. Get that back in there good and tight. And again, if you'd have had the forethought to have done this before you already laced it up, then you wouldn't have to punch the holes afterwards. But and that 1x4 wants to slide. That's the problem. It wants to tip over on me. If I have it good and straight in there, doesn't have any problem punching the holes. So just made a quick little jig. Could have probably made something if I'd have took a 2x4 and cut it the exact length or something. But there's my holes for my strap, and then that will go, that matches those holes, and that'll go inside there like so, and we'll lace that up. I think we'll go ahead and lace that up before we do the other side. So I'm going to take a little awl, and I'm going to open those holes up a little bit. Make sure my lace will go through there without any problems. Then take my piece of lace. I'm going to do this as an X pattern also. And I want the finished side up, so we'll put in the first piece, and then put that in the corresponding hole in the strap, and pull that up. Fairly tight. Then I'm going to go under this hole on the strap. So from the back side, and I don't have a way to show you the actual camera angle inside the bag, but on the outside you can see I'm pushing the lace up through that hole, and then I can pull that snug. I want to make sure I get that underneath my lace knot. There we go. From this stitching here that's tight on the inside. And then I'll hold this one snug and then lace this one through on the other side. So I'm going to have to get it through both pieces of leather, and luckily it just went right through. So there's the first stitch. Then the second stitch coming across, I'll have to do the same thing. I'll have to find the hole in both the strap and the side. This one shouldn't be as hard because I can actually pull it down and see. I may have to go inside there and pull that through a little bit. I should have made my lace, I should have cut a point on it so it thread easier, but there it went through. So there's my X stitch, and I'm going to have to pull those nice and tight, and I allowed to cut quite a bit of this off, but what I'll have to do is tie this in a good tight knot. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling both pieces of leather good and tight, snugging everything down before I tie my knot. And then when I tie my first part of my granny knot, I'm tying it very, very tight, keep that snug so it doesn't loosen up as I tie my locking knot, top part. And again, I wish I could show you the inside, but there's, other than showing you that at this point, there's no good way I could put a camera down in there. Now I can go ahead and take my scissors and I can cut that off. So there's the first strap and the knot tied on the end. And notice how I hid the strap down inside the bag and not put the strap on the outside. I rounded those straps off so I could do it either way, so it would look okay. But I think it's going to look sharper if I do it inside the bag. So I'm ready to put my holes on the other side. So let's put my 1x4 in there. Get my mallet. My piece of leather for my punch. And now I got another thickness of leather on the other side because of the strap. So I've got a little more thickness there. So it's gonna should hold that a little tighter. And I can tap that in there. Tap that mallet. That should be nice and tight. Now, I'm going to have to mark this also with my second strap. And what I want to do is take a look at my holes and see how far down they are, because I want them to be the same on both sides. So it's 3/4 of an inch. So I could come down 3/4 of an inch, and that's where my first set of holes will be. So get that at 3/4 of an inch. Then I can mark where my holes get punched through the strap. Set that aside for a second. Get my punch. Much better with that being snug in there with that other strap. Holes much easier to punch. You notice none of this fell out, none of it was a problem because it fit in there so much tighter this time. So there's the 4 holes punched in for my strap. Again, you want to make sure that your finished side of your strap is on the outside. Don't get it twisted around. I will take this awl and open those holes again, just like I did on the other side, just to make sure my lace is going to go through. And I am going to cut a point on it this time, and I'll clean these holes up in the strap too, just like I did the other side. Alright, those are cleaned up. So I'll take my scissors and I'm going to take this piece of lace and I'm just going to cut about a 45-degree angle on the end of that, so I have a little point, make it start easier. So I'm going to put that inside. Start it the same way I did the last time. I think I am going to save as much of that as I possibly can and not pull that all the way through like I did on the last one. That way I may have enough to finish the strap itself on the back. So let me get this through through that hole. And I'm going to have to have a little bit more there. And I will have to cut 45-degree angle on the other end because I'm going to have to thread that through also. So thread this side. I'm trying to see the hole in the strap. Makes it a little tough when it's kind of dark down in that bag. So I'll pull that snug, then I'll take the other side and now I've got to get it through both holes. Pull it through. And I got to make sure that that finished side is up. And then my inside knot for my lace on the bag itself for the ends, again, I want that strap, I want that inside that knot. So I'll move that out of the way. Make sure I don't get my antler clasp in the way and pull those tight. You can see I've got it really snug there. So I'll go ahead and put my first part of my granny knot in. And I want to make sure I pull that good and tight, just like I did on the other side. So it holds that good and snug while I put my second part of my knot in. Can't imagine how hard it would be to lace a baseball glove by hand. Those laces have to be real good and tight. So tighten those down. There's that side. There's the side with the antler clasp. That's the second side that I just did. And then I'll trim off the inside. And hopefully I have enough left of this piece that I can do the other strap, the other end of the strap. So let's close this bag up. Put our antler in. That's our closure. And it's going to take a while to get this bag broke in. It's pretty heavy duty. And then here's our straps that go at the top. And again, I'm going to open these holes up with this awl. Because I want to make sure that my lace goes through those holes without a problem. And basically, it opens them up just a tiny bit, but it also kind of slicks it up. That's why I turn it like that. And it makes that lace slide right through that hole. Kind of burnish that hole with that awl. Alright, so I'll take my straps, match them up, match up the holes, take my lace down through the first set of holes, go across into the second set of holes. Remember, I want that finished lace on top. Then I'm going to come back through the bottom of the strap, through that bottom set of holes, and I may need to open that up, go in that direction. And there it is. So I'll come up through there, and I want to make sure it's flat, not twisted, and then take it through the last set of holes from the front to the back. And then again, make sure it's not twisted. Then I can pull those tight, and there's my stitch, my cross stitch. Pull those tight together, and then tie my knot. Again, I'm keeping that nice and tight. And then I can cut the excess off. And there's my finished lace knot that puts my two straps together. So there's the conclusion of the ammo bag. There's the strap, and you can see the finished lacing, how I put the straps on. And then the ammo bag will actually go on like this, so I can carry my ammo while I'm at the range. So I can load up however many shots I need to, depending on what we're shooting, what category we're shooting or whatever. And I can load all my ammo in there, and it's secure with the antler. So it's not going to open up, it's not going to dump anything. There's no way any ammo can get out. It's going to be nice and secure. So that's another project in the books, finished. Come on back next time. In the next video, we're going to be doing something totally different. So you want to make sure you come back for that one. So thanks for watching, and as I always say, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.